There was a moment I realized the world wasn't just connected anymore, it was being steered. My choices, my preferences, even my attention weren't entirely my own. I wasn't just browsing, I was being guided. It hit me late one night staring at a screen when I couldn't remember how I'd ended up watching a video about 12th century shipbuilding. It didn't feel like curiosity anymore. It felt like control, and I knew something had to change. We are living in an era where invisible systems know us better than we know ourselves. Algorithms aren't just feeding us ads, they're shaping our habits, rewriting our desires, and gently nudging us toward versions of ourselves we never consciously chose. If you're not careful, you're not just using the algorithm, it's using you. But here's the thing, the human brain, evolved over millions of years, still holds a few tricks. And if you understand how it works, really understand, you can start playing a very different game. I started digging. I wanted to know why I kept doom-scrolling when I was supposed to sleep. Why I couldn't stop clicking even when I felt drained. Why certain notifications gave me a hit of excitement, while others filled me with dread. The more I learned, the more I realized I wasn't weak. I was just human, and the systems were optimized to exploit that humanity. I wasn't broken, I was predictable. These systems don't just know what you like, they know when you're lonely. They know when you hesitate, when you rewatch, when you pause. They know when you're vulnerable, after a breakup, after a layoff, in the late night hours when your willpower is thin. They drip feed you comfort, validation, distraction. But underneath it all, there's one quiet truth they count on. You won't notice it's happening. But what if you did? Hack number 1, the 3-second delay. The first time I tried this, it felt embarrassingly simple, almost insulting. Every time I reached for my phone, I would stop and count 1, 2, 3. That's it, just 3 seconds. But in that micro moment, something incredible happened. I bought myself space, the kind of space that lets the prefrontal cortex, the rational brain, catch up to the limbic system, the impulsive one. That tiny pause gave me a chance to ask, do I really want this, or am I just reacting? You see, algorithms are built on impulse. The faster you react, the more data they get, the more predictable you become. But when you pause, even briefly, you short-circuit the loop. You're no longer just a user, you're a participant. And suddenly, the choice becomes yours again. Strange how a few seconds can feel like reclaiming a part of your mind. This trick works because of something psychologists call implementation intention. It's a form of mental preloading. When you tie a conscious action to a trigger, in this case reaching for your phone, you're less likely to operate on autopilot. The brain, faced with a decision point, flickers back to awareness. It's a soft rebellion. And the system doesn't know how to respond when you don't do what it expected. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Hack number 2, the mirror effect. We mirror the emotions of others. It's a deeply ingrained part of our neurobiology, rooted in mirror neurons. But this doesn't just happen with people, it happens with content. Watch enough outrage videos and you start to feel outraged. Scroll through anxiety-laced TikToks and your chest tightens, your breath shortens, even if your day was fine an hour ago. You're not just consuming emotions, you're absorbing them. One night I did an experiment. I watched only uplifting, slow-paced content for 48 hours. No hot takes, no algorithmic rabbit holes. Just calm, intentional storytelling. I felt different, not euphoric, just clear, more like me. The algorithm was still trying to push the old stuff, but I didn't bite. I had changed my mirror, and the reflection started to shift. Curate your inputs like your mental health depends on it, because it does. Start by muting or hiding just one kind of emotional bait. Maybe it's outrage or fear or envy. Notice how often it shows up. Notice how your mood changes when it's gone. Algorithms will adapt, yes, but so will you. You're not passive, you're programmable too. What would happen if you chose the code? But there's one more layer, one most people never consider. Hack number 3, the identity reframe. This one took me longer to understand. Most people think change comes from willpower, but willpower is brittle. What lasts longer is identity. If you see yourself as someone who's mindful, curious, focused, you'll start acting that way. Not because it's easy, but because your brain wants consistency between who you believe you are and what you do. Algorithms can't change your identity. Only you can. I started saying it out loud. I'm the kind of person who doesn't let algorithms decide what I feel. Sounds cheesy, I know, but it stuck. I built tiny rituals around it, choosing books over scrolls, setting limits before opening apps, even changing my environment to reduce temptation. Not because I was forcing myself, but because I was becoming someone else. Slowly, deliberately. Identity is sticky, and when your behavior matches it, the feedback loop strengthens. The algorithm notices too. It starts offering you different things, slower things. It's not magic, it's design, and you can design yourself right back. But here's the twist. You don't have to defeat the algorithm, you just have to stop fighting it. For the longest time, I thought I needed to escape technology, go off-grid, delete every app. I romanticized this vision of purity. But that's not how the world works, and it's not how I work. The truth is, algorithms aren't evil, they're just efficient. They feed on what we feed them. What changed everything was realizing I didn't need to escape. I needed to train it. Every search, every scroll, every click, it's data. Not just for the algorithm, but for me. It's a reflection of what I value, or what I'm vulnerable to. If I pay attention, I can learn from it, shape it, guide it. The same system that pulled me into distraction can pull me toward purpose. But I have to be deliberate. So I started over. I created new patterns, used the 3-second delay to disrupt the reflex, used the mirror effect to clean up my emotional input, and used the identity reframe to build something stronger than discipline, belief. Slowly the noise quieted, my focus returned, and in that silence, I heard something I hadn't heard in a long time, myself. That's the real power here. Not resisting the system, but reclaiming your space within it. You're not powerless. You're programmable too, and you get to write the code. The algorithms aren't going away. They're only getting smarter. But so can we. Our brains are adapting. And if we learn to navigate this new reality with intention, not fear, we can survive it. More than that, we can thrive in it. Every time you pause, every time you choose your mirror, every time you speak your identity into action, you're creating a kind of digital sovereignty. Quiet, invisible, but real. And the more you practice, the less you'll need to fight for control, because you'll already have it. And here's the part no one tells you. The algorithm isn't watching what you do, it's watching who you become. So the only real question is, who will you be next? Are you ready to outsmart the system? Hit subscribe, and let's stay human in a machine-shaped world.